It scares me that people are so ready to believe that Bitcoin can go to billion. We even just recently saw a price prediction around Bitcoin topless million based around the US debt. Isn't that insane? If I said that XRP is going to be worth $1, you know how many people will call me crazy? But we are supposed to sit back and say, yeah, Bitcoin could be worth $1 but it's just shocking to me that that's where we're at right now in this space, and it also shows you how overlooked and underappreciated utility in this space actually is. So with that being said, today we are going to be talking about why, how, and if it's realistic for XRP to be worth $1 at some point in time, which is, I really want to put a spotlight on that. We don't know when this is going to happen, so don't get your hopes up and don't just plan around, your position with $1 XRP in mind. I do think that passive income opportunities will definitely be a big deal when it comes to XRP. I think that once we see definitely regulated, I think that a lot of the passive income opportunities that will be presented to us are going to be life-changing in and of themselves. So just for reference, I don't want to give you guys a time frame on when I think that this will happen. There's still a lot of things that need to be aligned perfectly for this to happen, like regulations. Your utility needs to be at like all-time highs. We need to actually fully scale things. So it's going to take some time, but with that in mind, we're going to go over a lot of information. So welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's actually take a quick look at this, right? This dates back to December. And we have Justin Ura, CEO Cathie Wood says, due to institutional demand, Bitcoin is becoming even more scarce than gold. Predicted Bitcoin to surpass $1 million by now. A lot of people get caught up in the mindset of, just calculating what the market cap of XRP would be worth $1. And for the sake of this video, not to get into like specifics or anything like that, we'll just go off of the billion XRP, even though it's significantly less because of the, fees generated that burned a portion of XRP, but we'll just go off of the billion and say, all right, well, XRP would have to be worth $1 trillion. Okay, it would have a trillion market valuation on it. To a lot of people, that sounds absolutely insane. But if we think about it, right, the more that the XRP ledger is utilized, the more fees that are generated, the more XRP that's burned. We could technically see XRP be scarce. It might not happen tomorrow or next week or next year, but it could definitely happen. But if we think about people saying, oh, well, Bitcoin can go to $1 you're talking about $1 trillion worth of market capitalization. That's absurd. And for those that don't believe me, here we have the firm suggests that Bitcoin appreciates out of % compounded annual growth rate. It could reach a value of million by, I'm just going off of, just go off of million. Okay, million per Bitcoin would mean trillion. It's absurd. And this is coming from Vanik. Now on top of this, right, we have over here from Nick Carter. He's telling Bloomberg, long-term, I'm looking for Bitcoin to match the market cap of gold, which would price Bitcoin at $1. You can hear it here from Bloomberg. Certainly there'll be immense changes in Washington. Day one, debanking will end. SAB will end. The biggest banks in the US will be able to custody Bitcoin crypto assets. The SEC will end its hostile posture. All these things are immensely positive for the domestic crypto industry and for Bitcoin. I think you'll see other sovereigns, maybe not the US, but other sovereigns, come in and start acquiring Bitcoin. In terms of price action, it's hard to say, it's Bitcoin's in V asset. Long-term, I'm looking for Bitcoin to match the market cap of gold, which would prick Bitcoin at $1 a coin. Certainly now at $1 per coin, we're talking about a fully diluted value of trillion. Does anyone see a problem with that trillion? All right, moving on. Let's go over here. We see a lot of these executive orders now regarding, a Bitcoin reserve for the US. This is actually from the Bitcoin Policy Institute. If we continue to see a big spotlight put on Bitcoin like this, I do think that it will definitely run up the value of Bitcoin. But what does that mean for XRP? What does that mean for the rest of this industry? Because the rest of this industry is going to grow significantly now. Also over here, this is actually David Sachs, the new crypto czar, and Senator Cynthia Lummis trying to push this strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. There seems to be a lot of agreement that this is going to be the year of Bitcoin. I personally believe that it will also be the year of utility-based projects and the beginning of this space being taken seriously. I always say that XRP is an asset and an investor, and with everything going on in this space right now, I can easily see it being worth $1 to $1 now. That to me, that's not a crazy valuation when we think about the long-term potential that tokenization holds for the internet becoming a reality and everything around us going on-chain. I've already said it, but I find it funny how people are so open to the idea that Bitcoin will be worth K or million in the future, but can't see $1 XRP being possible. You can see the problem here. If Bitcoin's market cap was $1 trillion, then XRP's market cap would be $1 trillion. It's easy to dismiss the idea that XRP could be worth $1, or even when you think about saying it, people still think you're crazy. It's so easy for people to think that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. Ask why, especially given what we know about utility, the connections being made, and what's coming to the space in the next 2 years. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it, but it doesn't hurt to hold on to a good chunk of your XRP for the unknown future. Profits should be made, investments should be made, and risks should be taken. But ultimately, a moon bag should always be kept because, again, we don't know what's going to happen, but in my opinion, I do think that we have enough information in front of us to understand and realize that this space is going to wake up in a very significant way to the utility narrative. And I question where Bitcoin stands in that argument now over here from Ripple. This goes back to, mind you, it was the end of it was right around December or so. It was a prediction for Monik along the president of Ripple. We've asked leaders at Ripple to weigh in on what they think holds to today. We continue with Monica. Long in crypto will break the speculative hype cycles that have defined the booms and bust for the industry since Bitcoin's invention before the next crypto summer. We as an industry will break the cycle by paving the foundation for real-world utility at scale, which entails solving for compliance, usability, and integration with existing systems. The biggest step forward will be the first rules for decentralized banking. There is a lot of good news for serious builders this year, especially those who know that upgrading the world's financial infrastructure with blockchain is going to happen. That's why I wanted to read it twice. That sentence is so important for working on fixing important problems in the real world. It's not enough for the industry to be aware of compliance. The industry needs to be compliant first to keep our customers and users safe and regain the trust we've lost after some major industry backlash. The industry needs to build compliance tolling in a decentralized environment. It's the next frontier of innovation in blockchain, and then there's integration. In the past couple of years, we've seen many more traditional financial players like Fidelity and BlackRock join the blockchain. You can get crypto and blockchain services and products through PayPal and Visa by integrating or teaming up with crypto-native businesses. Finding happiness in your marriage is the way forward. Blockchain will not take the place of banks. The ability to settle payments instantly cross borders without the need for a middleman charging exorbitant fees has benefits for both merchants and consumers alike, and crypto can provide this unparalleled utility for institutions. And when we think about this right, Ripple has always been at the forefront of the cross-B payment market. This is going to be a trillion-dollar market by if Ripple can capture just small percentages of that, we could see XRP quickly become times more valuable. We're not even talking about tokenization. We're not even talking about institutional DeFi. We're not even talking about retail-driven use cases. When we think about what's happening here, I wanted to bring this back up because this was back in, it's now December of a whole year later. A lot has changed. We're starting to witness the significant changes happening around the space to accommodate for these utility projects. We're so quick to think, oh, Bitcoin can reach these massive price predictions and nobody has a problem with it. Like I find it crazy. Like, do I think that Bitcoin can hit these prices? Yeah, sure I do. But the issue is like, I don't understand why we think that Bitcoin can do this, but XRP can't be worth $1. Maybe it's just me, but I find it insane when we look at the connections to Ripple. We look at the partnerships with Ripple, and by the way, here we have from November of this year, will utility tokens outshine Bitcoin in the next